Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today's topic, I will be discussing a bit about anxiety and my experience with anxiety. For everyone, anxiety is different, whether that is social anxiety or, well, I'm not sure what other anxieties are there. I just know there's a lot of them. I just know the one that I know for sure is mostly social anxiety because that is something I've dealt with. Part of it has to do with the circumstances and what I have dealt with when I was younger. I knew that I was different from most people due to how I was able to understand things. I had issues speaking properly as well as difficulty understanding things that they would have to be explained to me again for me to understand it a little bit more better. Due to that, there were some complications that it was difficult for me to interact with kids my age. And because I was different, I was bullied a lot. And over time, that has also developed into anxiety where I fear what other people thought of me. So I would always second guess myself in what I was doing, or if I said something and I could see how others interacted based on their response after I would say something that I'm going to do, I could tell. And it was very hard for me to even talk to people in general, especially with people who were exactly my age. But I could easily connect with people who are older than me and people who are younger than me. I'm not sure why it was easier talking to adults growing up, and that I was able to talk to them pretty all right, aside from being talked down by a teacher when I was in middle school because of my learning disabilities and how different I was and how much I was struggling. They used that and turned it against where I wasn't really getting any help. But aside from all of that, over the years, I've interacted with people less and less, and I was not confident in myself at all. So I would always hide in my comfort shell, thinking if I just blend in, I'm not going to get hurt, and if I don't interact with much, none of the things that have happened to me before would happen again. But because of my anxiety, I had a hard time talking to people, especially when it came to job interviews and having confidence in myself, saying it's like, hey, I can do this. This is what I've been able to accomplish. This is what I've done. If you're interested, go ahead. Pick me up. I'll answer. And it was hard to open people because of my anxiety. It became such a problem that it was a block. And I couldn't interact with people. And because of that, I became very lonely and I hated it. There are times, yes, I enjoyed the solitude to kind of get away from people, but being alone for long periods of time, it was slowly killing me inside. So every time when I hear a story of people who have dealt with anxiety or in dealing with depression, I can relate to that because there were times it got bad to me that I was thinking very dark thoughts that if I wasn't here in this world, no one would miss me. I had no purpose here and no one would care if I was gone and no longer in their life. Those have been the deepest thoughts throughout high school. And it didn't help on I was feeding myself, including with being around social media, seeing people, seeing their success. It's like I could never be up to that because they're already at that level. But I constantly fail to see it's like they started as ordinary people who have gone through struggles. Yet I let myself be selfish and allowed myself to continue being in this pain even though I don't have to be anymore. But I was slowly destroying myself and feeding the anxiety that I didn't need to be around people and that I was just another burden. But another contradictory, I was raised to help others. So whenever I saw someone who was in need, whether they were feeling down or they looked like they were just about to break down in tears, somehow I would always be near that. And they would turn to me and I would just listen. Wouldn't say anything and just listen. And then once they were done, they took a deep breath and then they moved on. And I was always so confused on why people constantly turned to me. It's like, I'm a nobody. I'm just a person, that's all. Why do they constantly turn to me? What do I even have that they could just do that? I was very conflicted and it's like, why do people always seem to go near me whenever that's happening? Yeah, I kind of fail to see it's like I could sympathize with them. I could empathize with them because I can relate to some of that pain. Not all of it, because everyone is different. But I could relate to it to some degree because of my own difficulties that I've been through. Now, anxiety is not the end of it. You could choose to let it consume you and every decision that you make, or you can choose to turn it around and face it. That journey is not easy. I'm still on that journey after realizing all the changes that I've gone through, which at first it was like, no, I didn't really change. Looking back at it, I wasn't as social as I am now. And because I had people who have helped me and that it was okay to get help. I have talked to a therapist and I've been talking to them for several months. And talking to them has helped me release whatever was holding on to me that was keeping me back. And there are other ways to go through to help relieve that anxiety. The way that it somehow kept me going was doing art. that has always somehow been some sort of relaxation for me, where all that anxiety and nervousness, as soon as I'm doing something that I've enjoyed, doing art, it's gone. I'm not worried about that. I'm focused on what I could create on a piece of paper. That's also grown into writing. I've been writing a bit more, which is why I've also been wanting to write a book out of my own enjoyment, because I've never heard of a story of what I've been currently working on from any other book. There are ways to go about it. But another part is knowing that you're not alone in it, and that there are people out there who relates to you. Now, part of the reason I am sharing this is because I want to be able to connect to more people, sharing my experience to other people, showing them they are not alone in this, and I'm just like everyone else, except for a few differences. I am working on becoming the person I want to be and going after my dreams, which is helping the younger generation, because in the end, once we're all gone, it's the younger generation that is keeping the world alive. They are the next entrepreneurs, workers, brilliant people. They're the next in line as soon as the rest of us have gone. They're the ones that's going to keep this place alive. And that's where my focus is. To give them the tools, give them a community, and give them hope. Go after your dream. That you can achieve what you set your mind to, as long as you're willing to put into the work. Learn from your failures and mistakes and accept them. Because failure and mistakes is a part of our lives. It's how we've grown as a society. But we were trained that failure and mistakes are bad. But they're not. They have helped us grow. They have helped us realize new things. Because we're constantly changing. But it's entirely up to the people if they're willing to change or not. I am still at the very beginning of my journey, but I am here. I am here to be your support. I am here to help be your guide, as I am on the path of becoming a motivational speaker for the youth. If you guys are interested in this journey and interested in seeing more behind the scenes, welcome to my journey of shifting horizons. Now, this has been a long journey for myself. I've gone through a few changes. Recently, I have gone through another pound of negative emotions, and I was letting the fear in that I wasn't going to be able to make it by being the person I want to become in order to help the younger generation. I was letting that fear control. I was like, what am I doing? I could barely do this. I could barely do that. But all I was seeing was the limitations and struggles. I wasn't seeing the goodness and the potential, because there is still great potential in this. And I'm here to stand right here, right now with you. I'm not going to let my fear take control of what I do with my life. From here on out, I am Grace, your motivational coach and speaker. I am currently being trained by Marcus A. Taylor, who is one of many great motivational speakers that I have heard of. He has helped inspire me, and I am here to help inspire you and spark the change where you could change your own destiny. It is just up to you whether you're willing to take that risk, because by taking that risk, there are infinite possibilities of greatness that you could achieve. You just gotta take the jump. So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna be a part of this journey with me? Are you gonna help yourself learn and grow to become the best person you could be, and letting me be your guide as we are on this journey together? Interact on this video. Comment your thoughts. Like, share with the people that you think would connect to this, because this is just the beginning. Now, have a wonderful day, everyone. I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Let's go!